What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Ulysses. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Mr. Moranos. More Oranos main here, ladies and gentlemen. Excited to see this game. This game is going to be a fun one. Oranos versus Loki. This is not a god matchup that I would expect to see on this map. I think a lot of players are saying that Oranos not the best god on this map. I disagree with them. I think Oranos is actually quite okay here. But Loki, on the other hand here, is he a good god on this map? Big question mark around Loki here. Why? Because it's a really aggressive map, and the Hall of Thane's Forseti game plan that Loki's going to be wanting to go for is going to get punished by, you just go through the gods. Zeus is going to punish this pretty hard, I reckon. I think that Isis would punish this. I think Set would punish this. I think Hades would be good here. I think that Odin would probably beat Loki here as well. All of these gods. And I think that Oranos and Kronos here are going to be also really good at taking out Loki here. So very interesting to see what Ulysses' plan is in this game. Talking about plans here, the plan here for Oranos, and I think the plan here on every single map with Oranos against every single god here is to say no to Terma. You don't build Terma on this map because there's just no point. Unless your opponent is making a ton of archers, then you could build some Terma. But you want to start out here most of the time in nearly every single matchup, including the Atlantean Mirror, in my opinion, because it is that way important. Going mass Murmillo. 2 barracks here, and especially against Loki. Why? 2 barracks here are going to be able to allow you to control all of the hunt on this map, forcing the Loki player into the base, meaning they have to eat their cows, which is really good. The other thing you really want to be doing here, which it looks like Moore hasn't done, is you need to scout much better than Moore has done here. Moore sent his oracles into a position to scout his opponent nice and early, but what you need to do is cows. You don't want to let the Loki player find the cows. You at least want to, you have 3, basically you've got 3 oracles. He's got 1 Skraeling, 1 infantry unit here. So your oracles want to be finding every single one of the cows on the map that you can to send them back to your home. Not only do you get to eat these and these help you out with your Mass Murmillo game plan, but also, as we see the temple coming up here, as at a 4-minute advance time comes through for more. Don't know if I particularly hate the 4-minute advance time. Don't know if I particularly like the 4-minute advance time here from Moore either. But he's going for it. And we'll see how that's all going to end up, as Ulysses is actually moving out onto his secondary hunt nice and early. I mean, he's got Aurochs here, so he can drag those into his main base, but much of a muchness here. Obviously, eating this hunt, he might be able to drag this hunt into here, and he might be able to eat it, and it might become a little bit more of a difficult game here for Moore, as Ulysses drops his house over on that position there. And we'll see how the game goes here, as it looks to me like Moore is going to be going for Military Academy counter barracks here, which I really don't like early. He could just put 1 villager on wood, and after he drops both the military buildings down, he could drop everyone over onto the food here. It's kind of important to take the villager off of gold, put 4 villagers onto food. You can do this, but the macro is you build 1 barracks with one of these guys, 1 barracks with one of these guys, and then you put everyone onto food. One villager on gold, the second villager comes out over onto gold, and then you have 4 villagers on gold, on food, to build, to afford everything. But it looks like Moore here, he's actually doing this. So we'll see if this is going to work out for him. I don't think he needs he needs to build a house here, I guess, is the only thing. So he is going for Mass Murmillo here. So this is going to be a good start. He definitely, and he is moving the villager off of food. So he does understand this build incredibly well. I think he's kind of one of the first Oranos players to really come up with this in general. So the problem is that he went for a 4-minute advance time and didn't heroize his oracles. So he's lost all of that early game pressure that he could have been putting onto these villagers here, which I think is a bit of a mistake here. Is the Promethean Offspring going to be scouting around the bottom side of the map looking for some villagers to attack? We'll be finding these villagers on the wood line here, as they're going to be turning straight back into the home base here to jump onto the pine trees. Moore's going to have to be retreating back as the Herso comes in, gets one shot there. The Prometheans need 2 Herso shots to get taken out, so they will be able to live for a little bit longer as the Murmillo starting to push across the map here. Moore not actually aware of where the hunt is. He needs to be attacking this location at the start of the game. Anywhere else is a kind of a big mistake. He doesn't need to care about this gold mine. Obviously, attacking the gold mine isn't that big of a deal there, as he does utilize the shockwave. We'll be able to pick off a dwarf or 2 here. Nice start here for Moore, as the dwarf's trying to get pulled back here. He's not quite able to pick them off as the Ursa coming in to deal with this. Checking out the main base here of Moore, he's still able to produce villagers and what are these things called? Murmillo as well, as he's trying to come over here. Not quite enough units on this position here to win this fight. He's got, how many Murmillo does he actually have here? He's got himself 9 Murmillo against 7 Herso. So this is definitely now time to start taking fights here for Moore. You can see he's got the advantage here. Murmillo kind of win in terms of resources against those Herso. There is a troll over here. There's going to be more units coming in. There's no Hall of Thanes at this point either. So this is the moment that Moore needs to take a fight. He's up population by quite a bit here. More units coming through here for Moore to boot. Maybe he's waiting for that secondary Valor to come in as the unit's sitting over here. It's still advantage for Moore at this point, but he's not wanting to take the fight just yet, as he decides to retreat back. And Ulysses, honestly, he is getting away with murder as he brings his villagers back into his main base. He's going to be able to eat these Aurochs. There's not anything left for Moore to really target in this game. So now Moore needs to go into the next part of his game plan, which has got to be getting to the heroic age as fast as he possibly can, because all of the villagers inside of Ulysses' base are safe. We see the Murmillo not going through here. We do see the army getting caught out of a position there as the spied Murmillo here are going to be retreating back. We do see the units coming over here to defend this food for the time being, as Valor does get dropped in, trying to take out that troll. Town Center going to be defending this one nicely, as Ulysses' control here is really, really nice. He's spending all the resources perfectly. He's got 66 of 75 population to Moore's 81 of 95 population. The big question here is, does Moore just go to the heroic age here, stop production completely at this point, go to the heroic age, get himself the Stymphalian birds, get himself medium Murmillo, heavy Murmillo, and potentially also get himself copper mail? Or does he stick it out in the classical age and try and deal with these Herso here as best as he can, as the villagers are going to start getting taken out, as the units need to retreat back to defend this, as Moore is trying to utilize all of his units here to deal with these Herso, but it's going to be very, very tough. So we are starting to see a handful of Terma coming out. Not really the most useful of units. If you're really going to build anything at this point, probably just make a Cairo Ballista here. Wouldn't go astray. But we are seeing a little bit of micro coming through here for Ulysses, as he's trying to pick off all of the Murmillo here of Moore as best he can, as Moore is able to garrison micro quite nicely here as well. But Ainia spawn is coming in as the Murmillo coming back here to try and defend this. No hero Murmillo in on this position just yet, though, for Moore, as Ulysses' Ainia here is going to be able to be a very, very difficult thing to deal with, as we do see here a healing spring getting dropped down on this position here. Let's look at Ulysses. 93 population. He's about to finish up on this Auroch, and with all of this population here, we're also seeing some throw and axle coming in. The cows are going to be able to get grabbed, and Ulysses is very, very easily going to be able to get to the heroic age here. So Moore needs to think about how he's going to deal with that. We do see another military barracks coming up, as the villagers are going to be jumping onto these berries over here. There's tons of cows left in the main base here for Moore. He doesn't have himself husbandry just yet. Husbandry cows do gather faster than berries, so it is worth it to just get husbandry and put the villagers on cows first, get the berries last. even though you will get a little bit more fattening up in the cows if you go for berries first. Getting food earlier is always better than getting food later. As we do see these villagers going to start getting raided over here. The Valkyrie spawn for Ulysses is going to be a big help as well, as all the villagers, they've snuck over now onto these deer, and we'll see if more is going to notice this as the units coming through here. Ulysses does see that. He's going to be reacting immediately there, pulling back into the main base there as these Hearse are taking a decent fight over there, but a couple of Hearse are getting taken down, so Moore is going to be happy about that one as the Thrown Axemen are out, and Moore does have a handful of Terma here to take these ones out, but now he has to start microing that in the fight here, and we'll see how things are going to go at this point. If he can get in and deal with these Thrown Axemen or not is the big question. Nice little attack here to pick off a handful of units as the Hearse are coming back over here. They will be able to find some naked citizens over here. If he's going to be able to pick them off is the big question, though. As the citizen make a break for it around this location, they will be able to make it back to the manor here very, very simply, as the Murmillo coming back. There's still no upgrades here for more. Bragi is already 50% of the way through for Ulysses as he's getting pickaxe as well here. The Thrown Axemen are easily going to be able to defend this position because this has got, look at this, the beautiful positioning here of this house. I don't know if this is on purpose or not. It's probably not, but he's got a pine tree here. He's got a house here, and these Thrown Axemen just able to sit in behind this makes it so tough for Moore to make any sort of attack on that position. As the citizen over here getting picked off, Moore getting a little bit out of, he's going to lose that citizen there, gets a troll spawn here as well, as the main base of Moore is going to be under pressure completely here as Moore has to retreat back. Ulysses grabbing himself copper mail here as well, as Handax getting everything he needs to in this game. His kill loss here is incredibly strong. Moore trying to force out, bait out a flaming weapons here, but Ulysses is too smart for this one. Misclicks the shockwave there, wanted to hit those Thrown Axemen into his army, I'm sure, as flaming weapons now getting clicked. Moore going to be retreating back. Moore's at 92 population here, going to be retreating back into his main base, and Moore doesn't want to play it out here. Not able to maintain any sort of pressure here in this game. Ulysses' base was so defensive here with the cows, with the Aurochs being able to keep them alive. He decided to eat the boars first. Moore couldn't get any value out of his army here in this game. He had to think about a different option here. Now, whether that was to simply just go heroic age, get out the Stymphalian birds so he can deal with the myth units and get out the upgrades for his Murmillo and just take the game a little bit slower, or potentially just maybe the more aggression onto this position earlier with like valid oracles, more Murmillo piling in here could have been another option. But man, Ulysses makes this look so easy. I assure you that if you were to try and play Loki here against Moore's Oranos, this would have been a very difficult game to play. But Ulysses, he just makes it look so, I don't know how he does it. He just plays it so well, so crisp. Everything's perfect here. He's run out of cows. He's moving out back over here onto that hunt there so he can continue to build units. He's going to get tons of battle boar out here as well. He's got tons of villagers on the gold mine as well. He's just incredibly well played. He keeps taking out Murmillo and everything of Moore. He's just not able to get any value out of his army, and Ulysses just continues to get further and further ahead. I know this isn't exactly accurate because of the flaming weapons in that last fight, but I was interested before that last fight what the unit killed loss ratio was going to be, because Moore's only able to have killed 11 units off in this game, and that's the big difference here. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.